Line properties. In the previous examples, when we passed two arrays to the plot function, a line was drawn connecting the data points, and this line was drawn in blue color with a solid line style, and the line width is set equal to 1. Line properties such as the color, style, width have default settings in Matplotlib, and we can control the defaults of almost every property in Matplotlib library. We can pass the properties as keyword or optional arguments to the plot function in order to have more control on the appearance of your plot. Let's talk about some of the line properties, beginning with color codes. Colors in data visualization are used to enhance the look of the graphs, communicate the information clearly, and to distinguish one set of data from another. These are some of the basic color codes that are defined in Matplotlib. You can either pass the color code such as B, R, G, etc., or the color name as an optional argument to the plot function. If you do not specify anything while calling the plot function, the default colors are picked up during plotting. Apart from the basic colors, Matplotlib also supports hex colors. Web designers and developers use hex colors in web designing. And a hex color is represented as a 6-digit combination of numbers and letters defined by the amount of red, green, and blue that makes up the color. In this example, I have passed two arrays to the plot function. I have not specified any line property such as the color, line style, or width in the plot function. So the default settings are picked up while plotting the line plot. Let us pass a value to the color argument. Let us say we want to plot the line in green, which is one of the basic colors, and then execute the code. So here you have a line plot drawn in green color. Instead of the color code, you can also pass the name of the color, say red. So here you have a line in red. Next, we have also discussed that Matplotlib supports hex colors. Hex colors are a 6-digit combination of numbers and letters, and they begin with a hashtag. So let's pass in a hex color code to this parameter color. I have randomly picked up a hex color code C53C24. Execute this code. So here we have a line drawn with this hex color code. Let's pass in another color, hex code 5124C5. Execute. Another line plot in hex color code. The next property that we are going to discuss is line style. Line style specifies if the line connecting the data point should be drawn with solid lines or dashed lines or dotted lines. And here we see a few of the line styles defined in the Matplotlib library. Let us pass dashed lines to the line style property and see how the line is going to be plotted. So here we have a line connecting various data points using dashed lines. The next property is markers. Markers on a line plot are used to highlight the various data points plotted on a plot. And here are some of the markers that are defined in the Matplotlib library. Currently, the data points in this plot are not highlighted. Let us highlight the data points using the line property marker. I have passed the value D, which means the data points are highlighted with diamond shaped markers. Let's execute this code. And here you have the various data points highlighted using the marker. So we have discussed line properties such as color, line style, and marker. As you can see, we have manually specified values to each of these arguments: color, marker, and line style. Instead of manually specifying values for each of these properties, there is a shortcut to add these properties to a line plot. And this shortcut is known as a format string, which is a convenient way for defining the basic formatting like the color, marker, and line style. And the format string consists of a part for color, marker, and line. So you can pass these three properties that we want to use for plotting into a string. The color is K, the line style is dashed lines, and the marker is a circle. This is known as the format string. The format string is directly passed as an argument to the plot function. In this example, I have directly passed a format string as an argument to the plot function. If you want to make the line that is plotted on a graph slightly transparent, you can use the alpha parameter. Let's pass a value to this parameter alpha. I'm going to pass the value 0.5. Now, once you execute, you can see that the line now looks a lot smoother. The range for the alpha parameter ranges from 0 to 1. 0 represents a fully transparent color, whereas 1 represents opaque color.